Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, third grade. This is Mr. Gomez. It's about 2 o'clock for me here, so I don't know when you're gonna watch this or when you're gonna watch this or what day, but for me it's a Wednesday. Good afternoon. I hope you guys are all doing very well. I hope things are going good for you. And today, as part of our lesson, I'm gonna do a presentation for you. Okay, but I have to present it on a Google Docs. So I'm gonna turn my screen around. Can you guys be patient real quick while I turn it around so that way we can all see it and you guys can see what I'm seeing? Okay, so I got it going, and hopefully by now you guys can see my screen that I see. Okay, so you should see a white and green screen. It says start with hello, September 2020. Okay. For most of you guys that were here last year, you guys remember that we brought you into the counseling center one by one or in your class last year to dip your hands in some green paint, and we made a giant tree. Remember that we put at the front of the school, and we hung it in the front of the school for a whole week last year. That was for the Start with Hello week last year, okay? And I wanted to explain a little bit more about that program and what it's about, and then maybe do an activity with that. Okay, so here we go. So, what is Start with Hello? Start with Hello is a program that's all around the United States. Okay, and their primary thing is they want to work to help get rid of all the incidents of violence within our schools. So the people attacking each other, fights going on in the schools, and then all those scary things where people would go in and shoot up schools and hurt kids in schools and stuff like that. So the Start with Hello program is all about trying to stop that. Okay, that's their primary mission in life, is to trying to stop all the incidents of violence in the school. Okay, now, how they do that is they work to train some of us school staff, right? And then train some students in doing small things that are considered powerful, okay? And they do that to promote what's called inclusion, making sure everyone feels like they're part of something, right? Part of the school, part of a group, right? And to support students that are showing signs of loneliness and social isolation, okay? Now, third grade, I know the loneliness you guys may understand, right? That's a feeling you guys might have felt before, or somebody might have told you what loneliness is, right? But social isolation is something that may be a little harder. So I'm going to try to explain those for you, okay? So, loneliness. Loneliness is an overwhelming feeling of being left out or not included. And when they mean overwhelming, they mean it really affects you really bad, okay? And you might feel sad, you might cry, you might feel so depressed and down, okay, because you're not being included in things. That's being lonely, okay? I hope you guys have never felt being lonely, but it's a human emotion that a lot of us have felt, okay? Now, social isolation, on the other hand, right, is not being able to have frequent interaction with our friends. So that just means that we're not able to hang out with our friends as much as we used to be, right? And that's happening a lot right now because of the COVID-19 and the quarantine that we're all on. We don't get to come to school and hang out with our friends at school and during recess and at lunch, right? And then a lot of us can't even hang out with our friends at home or in the park or anything like that no more. Okay, so social isolation is not having those frequent visits with our friends. Okay, and because of COVID, a lot of us have that feeling. Okay, so that's what loneliness and social isolation is. Okay, I'm sorry about my phone. Hold on, let me lower it. Let me see. Okay, hopefully you won't hear it no more. So, what exactly happens when we feel lonely or we feel isolated? Okay. So, people who feel either of these two things, they can do things that cause themselves to be hurt or cause others to be hurt, right? So, sometimes they'll pull away from other people, including their family and friends, right? And if you're pulling away from your family and friends and you don't want to hang out with your family no more, or you don't want to hang out with your friends, that's going to hurt their emotions, right? They're going to be hurt from it, and it's not going to be okay for them. If you feel lonely or isolated, you're going to have a hard time learning because you don't want to, your primary thing that's on your mind right now is being hurt, right? You're lonely. And so you're probably not going to want to pick up your math book or do your silent reading, okay? So people that are feeling lonely or isolated have a hard time learning, and that ends up hurting themselves because they're not getting the information that they need, right? Others may choose to hurt themselves or others, right? They may actually choose to do things like suicide or shoot other people. And that's what the whole Start with Hello people are working to make sure doesn't happen anymore, right? Because that's something really scary and something we don't want to happen ever at any of our schools anymore. So the Start with Hello people are working to make sure that don't happen. And hopefully they do that with some of the events and activities that are going on during that whole week. Okay. So let's see what's next. Ooh, okay. So these are the three ways that Start with Hello tell people that they can help. Okay. These are the three steps. This is all they want you to remember. Okay. And with these three steps, if you do these three steps, they think you'll be doing a lot of good to help a lot of people. Okay. So the very first thing is to see someone alone. So a lot of times there's people here on campus or at school or in our daily lives that are alone, right? And we just kind of walk by them. We don't ask them anything. We don't say hi. We just kind of go about our own daily life and kind of ignore the fact that there's somebody out there by themselves, right? Now, Start with Hello thinks that we shouldn't allow that to happen, that we should stop and make sure that we have some kind of conversation or something special with those people that are alone, right? That's the second step. We need to reach out to help, right? It doesn't matter how many people I see alone. If I don't do something about it, then I'm not going to help anybody with it, right? I can be at the market and see somebody, alone sitting in the corner, but if I don't go say hi or let them know I'm there to help them, then it's no good, right? Just to see somebody out there. So I got to see someone alone and I got to reach out to help. How do I reach out to help? This is where their whole program comes from, right? Their whole program is Start with Hello. The only way to reach out and help is you got to start with hello. So you sit down next to somebody and you start a conversation with them. You start a talk with them and you say, hello, my name is, right? Or you don't even have to give your name. A lot of times you don't want to give your name to complete strangers, right? Because it's not very safe. But you can say hello, hi, how are you, right? And that a lot of times leads to a conversation, and you'll make somebody go from feeling lonely to feeling like somebody cares about them, right? So that's what Start with Hello is about. We see someone alone, we reach out to do something about it and reach out to help, and we start with hello. Okay. So remember those three things, and hopefully that's going to help us help make sure that everybody in our school feels like people care about them. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of examples of things that you could do or scenarios. Okay. What a scenario is kind of like a little play, right? And we'll figure out how we should best handle that. Okay. So I'm going to read this to you, and you could read it to yourself while I'm reading it. Okay. And then we're going to figure out how to best handle it. So you are at school. You are in the middle of a good Foursquare game. The ball goes out and you have to chase it. When you pick it up, you see a student you've never seen before. They are sitting by themselves against the wall of the library. They have their head in their knees and their arms are wrapped around their legs. What should you do? Think about it for a couple of seconds, okay? I'm gonna count to three before I change it to the next slide and we could see the answers. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Here's the possible things we could do for that first scenario. Okay. A, we could pick up our ball and we could run back to the game to finish because we only had 5 minutes of recess left. right? That's one of the possible things we could do. B, we could run over to a supervision staff like Mr. Chris or Miss Maria and tell them about the student that we noticed and then go back to playing our game. Hmm, that may be a possibility. Or C, we can throw the ball back to the game and walk over to the student and sit next to him and say, "Hi, my name's Johnny. What's yours?" Okay? Now there's three possibilities here. All of them, some of you guys might do at different times, right? I would say A is the one that's being really kind of selfish, right? You're just picking your ball up and going back to your game. You wouldn't care about what the kid's going through or what's happening in his life, right? You wouldn't be starting with hello. You wouldn't be showing them any kindness, right? How about B? Run over to supervision staff and tell them about the student you noticed, and then go back to playing your game. That's actually a halfway right answer, right? Because we did notice that somebody was alone and we reached out to help, right? We told the supervision staff about it, but the other thing is we didn't go say hello ourselves, right? So maybe the supervision staff will go and check on the kid and make sure that the student is okay. But we could have did that ourselves and we could have made the student feel a lot better, right? So I think our answer should be throw the ball back to the game and walk over to the student and sit next to him and say, "Hey, my name's Johnny. What's yours?" That would be really cool. If I saw some students do that, I would be so impressed. I would literally walk over to them and give them the biggest high five in the world. Okay. So let's see what the next scenario is. Scenario number 2. You are with your mom at Northgate. You're buying groceries. You're walking back to the car to help your mom put the groceries in the car. You see an older man having trouble pushing his cart filled with groceries up the hill towards his car. What could you do? Let me see. I'm going to count to 3 and I'll let you guys think about it. Okay? 1, 2, 3. All right, here are possible solutions to scenario number 2. Okay? A, I can hurry up and put the groceries in the car and jump back into the car before my mom gets mad at me for not helping her. Man, some of us, that's the only thing we would be able to do because our mom might get mad if we try to do anything else, right? B, I can run over and grab the old man's cart and start pushing it up the hill for him quickly so I can get back in my car before my mom leaves me. So the problem with this one is, okay, that if the old man doesn't know me and he doesn't know that I'm trying to help him, if I just run over and grab his cart, he might think I'm trying to steal his groceries or something, right? So that's probably not the best one. And then it might not even be safe because I didn't even tell my mom about him, or I don't know who the man is, right? So that's probably not the safest one either. C, I could ask my mom first, "Mom, is it okay if I go help the man push his cart to his car?" Then when she says yes, I will keep an eye on you. You go to the man and ask, "Sir, hi, my name is Johnny. I wanted to know if I can help you." See, now that would probably be the best answer because one, you're asking your mom if you can go first, right? That way she can keep an eye on you and make sure you're safe. She might even go with you, right? And then you ask the man if you can help him push his groceries, right? So that way he don't think that you're just a stranger trying to steal his groceries or something. So C is probably our best answer, okay? Let's see what's next. So both of those scenarios are an example of something we call a random act of kindness, right? Random random acts of kindness are things we can do for other people that help them in some way or show them that they are special without the need for a special day or time, right? So it doesn't have to be somebody's birthday or Christmas or a special holiday to show them that we care about them or that we want to do things to care about them, right? So here are some examples of things that wouldn't be random acts of kindness. So if I'm buying my wife a dozen red roses because she's mad at me, would that be a random act of kindness? No, not at all, right? Because I'm just trying to apologize because she's mad at me. So there's nothing random about that, right? I'm doing it just to try to make her happy with me again, right? Or try to get her to be happy with me again. How about if I buy my daughter her favorite perfume on her birthday? That is something that's kind, right? But it's not too random because it's on her birthday. She is most likely expecting something on her birthday, right? Or expecting me to do something special for her on her birthday. So it's not random. How about asking your mom if you can wash the dishes for her because you know she'll give you $2 for hot Cheetos? Now, washing the dishes is something kind, but it's not really random because you're trying to get something back from it, or you know your mom's going to give you $2 for hot Cheetos, right? So it's not a random act of kindness, really. Let's go on to see some examples of what real random acts of kindness are. So, real random acts of kindness are done without asking for anything in return. And the only reason you're doing it is to help somebody or show them that they are special. Okay? So, here's one. If I wash the dishes before my mom comes home because I know she had a hard day, then that's a random act of kindness. She don't have to do it when she gets home, and that's one less thing for her to worry about, right? And I'm not getting anything back out of it. So it's a random act of kindness. If I take out the trash for my dad before he asked me to, that would be a random act of kindness, right? How about if I see my neighbor cutting their grass and I decide to go help them sweep up? That would also be a very random act of kindness, right? It wouldn't cost me anything but some energy, and maybe I have a lot of energy to spare, right? And I could help somebody make their day a lot better. Here goes another one. You go to your brother or sister and help them clean their room so they can keep from getting yelled at. That's a very random act of kindness, and that's a good one too, okay, to keep them from getting in trouble. So those are all very good examples of what a random act of kindness is, okay? So here we are coming to your assignment for the week, okay? I'm going to make a personal challenge to you, third grade. During this week, I want you to complete one completely random act of kindness, and you'll be able to share about it in a circle that I will attend next week with your class. So I'm going to ask your teachers if I can sit in on one of your circles, okay? And then I'm going to go around the circle and I'm going to ask everybody to talk to me about a random act of kindness they did next week. So you got to remember, what am I looking out for? I'm looking out for somebody that might be alone or might need some help, right? I'm making sure that I can help them safely. And I'm making sure that I'm not going to get anything out of it, right? So if you go help somebody push their cart across the street and they turn around and give you $5 for it, yeah, it was a random act of kindness because you weren't intending on getting anything from it, right? But they did give you a little reward. Sometimes that happens, okay? You don't have to accept it. You could say, no, thank you. I just did it because I wanted to be nice today. That'll help make their day a little bit better, okay? So third grade, you know your assignment, okay? Your personal challenge is to this week complete one completely random act of kindness and remember about it or write it down somewhere so that way when I attend your class next week, you can share it with me and we'll be able to talk about them all, okay? Cool, third grade? That is all I got for you today. I will talk to you next week. Until we do talk next week, I want to remind you to make sure you're staying safe, okay? Keep your distance from a lot of people that you don't know. Making sure you're washing your hands, and if you're going to Northgate or anywhere else, make sure you cover your face with the face mask, okay? I got mine right here, but there's nobody in my office but me, so I keep it right here in case I have to walk around campus, okay? But here in the office, I'm okay because I'm by myself. And then maybe next week I'll get a haircut because it's getting too long. All right, third grade. We'll see you guys. Bye.